Green Parrot in Key West, Florida. The ideal day. Walking over from Lost Boy Creations, grabbing myself a lid, walking into the bar. Maybe you catch sound check at 5:30. And then maybe you come back after some dinner and some drinks somewhere else and watch the band finish up. The bar's open late. Good drinks, good food, and yeah, football's on for sure. All right, so I'm hanging out here, Southern Street, Key West, Florida. One of the hottest, awesome lifestyle culture stores, live music. We're doing a pod here. Lost Boy Creations, hanging out with my boy, Matt Atkinson. What's up, brother?
Chilling, buddy. It's good to see you.
Dude,
it's been a minute.
Great.
Glad you're back in town.
I'm great. Love being back in town. We're talking Green Parrot, a legendary dive bar across the world, the best live music in town. What's the Parrot mean to you guys, being right down the street?
I mean, everything. I think that what we do here wouldn't be half of what it is without them. I mean, they're hallowed grounds. Everybody who's anybody's played at the Parrot, as far as, you know, famous musicians, kind of one of those mandatory stops. If you're touring South Florida, like, the Parrot is a must go. You have to go. Even if you're not scheduled, you get celebrities that pop up, grab a guitar, hop on stage. So it's been a drawing point for this whole town for so many years for live music. And then for us to be featuring live music, we get all those musicians as overflow to come over here. They see the instruments, they see the live music going on, and they just get drawn to it. So it's been a really cool symbiotic relationship with an awesome bar and great management and great ownership.
I love it. Well, I'm about to pop down and meet with Pat Croce, meet with John, meet with their team there. I need a lid.
No doubt. Well, tell them I said hello. Yeah, of course. We've got a bunch of this. Obviously, the hats are the name of the game for us. Probably the most popular one as of late. It's been our black op.
All right.
The blacked out Concord Public flag and the Virgin Island flag. Where we came from, where we are now. That's, I think, the right fit for you.
Look at that. Right on the head. Fits perfect. I love it. Well, listen, I'm going to head
Great.
down.
Yeah, do your thing, man.
Appreciate
we'll catch
you,
up
bro.
with you soon.
Yeah.
Looking forward to tomorrow, man.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
Take it easy.
Let's head to the Parrot. We're heading to the infamous Green Parrot today. Back in the 1890s, this was a grocery store. Then it became a sailor bar. Then it became a submarine bar. There's tons of Navy history with the old base being right down the street. So tons of history here on this corner. And this Green Parrot place doesn't just get 4 deep at the bar. They get 4 deep outside the bar. And that's how legendary this spot is. So not only Key West, but to the world. Let's go check it out. I guess really the first main thing for me is why Key West? How Key West? How'd you find this place?
My son was 8 or 10, Michael, and I had taken my daughter Kelly to LA. I had to do something with Disney. Now I had to take my son, who's 2 years younger, on something. And so we were going to go to the Poconos in Pennsylvania for a ski trip. So I said, let's go to Key West and look for Jimmy Buffett. We were Jimmy Buffett fans, and we came down here, and believe it or not, we went in Margaritaville with the presumption that we would find him. And damn if he wasn't sitting in the corner having lunch. When he's done eating, he knocks me on the shoulder, he goes outside, and Joe, Michael, my son Michael, and I have a picture with Jimmy.
Wow.
Yeah, 35 years ago. And then we become friends eventually when I'm running the Sixers. In '96, I bring him a jersey with Buffett on the back and a #1, and he wears it as an encore.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we would come every year. That entrepreneurial urge, that play of energy within me thought, whoa, look at these cruise ships, look at all these tourists. And that's when I started to plant the bug. And okay, I had already retired from the sports medicine world in '95. Then '96 to 2001, that worst of first journey with the 76ers where Shaq took us in the finals. Then I left, retired again, and then I came down here and started the hospitality business.
What makes the Green Parrot so special?
John Bagnoni. No, truly, John is the soul of the Parrot. He's been here 50 years on this corner between Southern and Whitehead. This is really, he is the curator of the Green Parrot. And one thing people were concerned about when I bought it, 15 years ago? And I only bought it if, in fact, he would stay on and be my partner. I mean, I helped finance him so that he would be my partner because I knew the potential of this. It wasn't making money when I bought it.
Really?
Yeah. Believe it or not, it was not making money.
People don't understand how busy this gets. Like, it is not 4 deep at the bar. It's 4 deep at the bar and then 4 deep outside.
But it's important that John is my partner. So is Michael and Jeff, my son and son-in-law. We put in all kinds of systems in place, business systems. The retail shop now is a stone cold winner with new designs. The liquor store, this is all part of the Green Parrot ambiance. Allure.
There's several legends in Key West, Hemingway, Buffett, but when you're around town and you let people know that you're going to Green Parrot to shoot an episode of Food, Drinks, Football, and you say, who should I interview? They all say John.
How'd you get here? Because everyone's got a unique story in Key West. I think you got people that come from spring break and never leave. You got people that just drove south because they wanted to get away from college. How'd you end up in Key West?
Yeah. Well, actually, I lived in West Philly. I lived in a house with a whole bunch of guys. And one of the guys in the house kind of disbanded. And I was out west. I was in San Francisco for a while, Bellingham, Washington for a while. I was kind of going back and forth between Philly and the West Coast. But I decided to look up one of my buddies from the house. So I hitchhiked down to Fort Lauderdale. He wasn't there. And when I was in Fort Lauderdale, sitting in a bar one night, I meet a guy who starts telling me about Key West. So this guy is telling me that he's got a trailer down here on Stock Island. He'll rent it to me for $40 a month. Gives me an address, the guy will have the key for you, whatever. So I got a ride with a couple of people I met in that same bar that same night, and we drove down to Key West. Spent the night in the rain, driving around looking for this trailer, couldn't find it. Finally, we run into a guy that says, oh, that guy, he knew the owner. He said, he doesn't have any trailer. He's a nut, So then the two gals that had driven me down here, they think I'm pulling their leg now.
Yeah.
They think I made up the whole story. So they kicked me out of the car in the rain still on Stock Island. So now here, at least I made it to Key West. The very next day, I get my gear together and I hop on a city bus, and the city bus drops me off right outside the side door of the Green Parrot. Have a 15-cent beer, and that's how I got to the Green Parrot.
All right, I'll do 2 pounds of peanut butter fudge, 2 pounds of vanilla fudge, 2 pounds of chocolate, 3 pounds of saltwater taffy. Oh, my bad. I didn't see you there. Hope you're joining the episode. I'm Colin Thompson with Food, Drinks, Football. We're here at the original Fudge Kitchen at the Jersey Shore, hanging out today, ordering all the classics here in person in Jersey, but also they ship it around the country. So that's right, Green Parrot. You're hanging out at the Parrot. You want to send somebody something for their birthday or Christmas, or send some down to Key West and get nutty with a little maybe peanut butter fudge, if you will, or maybe a chocolate orange cream peels. I haven't even heard of that, but it's probably good. They ship fudge and sweet treats around the country. FudgeKitchens.com. Now back to the episode.
I come in one night, and the owner's behind the bar, and he wasn't usually. So I asked him, I said, what are you doing behind the bar? Well, the bartender didn't show up, So I told him, hey, I'll jump back there for you. He says, do you know how to tend bar? I said, hey, I grew up in a bar, which was true. I did grow up in a bar, but I didn't know how to tend bar. I never tended bar before. But my old man owned a bar in Drexel Hill.
That's killer.
This is a Sharkey sign. That's my old man's bar in Drexel Hill.
No way.
Sharkey's Tavern, yep.
That's awesome.
Yep, we went up there one time. I took my kids up there to see it. It was under different hands now, but we went down the basement of the place. Still dirt floor basement, smelled like stale beer like it always did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And they're leaning up against the wall as the Sharky's sign. So can I have it? Of course, take it.
That's
nice
awesome.
people. So I did grow up in a bar.
Yeah.
So, what do they say? Tell what you know, but not all that you know.
Of course.
So he put me behind the bar, and that's how it started there,
Wow.
Little did I know, 50 years later, I'd be partners in the place, you know what I mean? In 1983, Judy sold the bar to Jim and Linda Bean from Lake Minnetonka, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Jim had been saving money. He wanted to put an enclosed porch on his house at the lake. He had money saved up. Instead, he bought the Green Parrot. So
Smart.
Key West, thanks you
Yeah.
for doing that, because he was great. And music, he was really into live music, you know. So he's the one of the first things he did. He hired Bill Blue, local band, come in here and play. And Bill Blue was the first act to ever play here.
How did this bar flow through you, find you, if you will?
Jim had died, the owner had died, and his wife was thinking of selling. We share the same accountant, Kevin Zolch, KZ, and we had found out about it, and I just went right at it.
Who steps up? Pat Croce, who
Legend.
I'm from Drexel Hill. He's from Lansdowne.
Yeah.
So we got the same DNA. You know what I mean? We knew each other, and he had exactly the same. I want to say core values that we had here. You know what I mean? Totally understood what we do here.
Yeah.
You know, and so this whole thing from Judy to Bean to Pat, it really has a heartbeat of its own. You know what I mean? It's just like Pat and I said one time, we're not the owners of this place. We're the custodians of something. You know what I mean? This was a submarine sailors bar. Before it was the Green Parrot. It was the Brown Derby, and it was started in World War II in the 40s. This became a bar. Before that, it was a grocery store.
Yep.
You know, the building's from 1890. Full disclosure, the bar's from the 40s. So it was a submarine sailors bar. They prided themselves on this was their hang. If you're a Marine, don't come in here. If you're a regular Navy, keep going. And they would come in after being out at sea for 2 months with no showers in a submarine. 2 months, they come right to the bar.
They're welcome to Green Parrot. This is the definition of no shower happy hour, I would
Hey,
assume.
man, absolutely. And then the lady that bought the bar in, I want to say, in 1968, 69, her name was Judy Sullivan. She was from Detroit. Very forward-thinking, kind of independent young woman. And she kind of put her finger to the wind and saw that the Navy was moving out. The town was changing. So she took the Brown Derby. She blew out all the block windows, threw out the air conditioners, put shutters up, open air, ceiling fans, and turned it into this real hippie hangout. 4 shots of tequila for $1, all day and night. That was her calling card. So think about that one. Whew. You could get 4 shots of tequila for $1.
That'll warm you up.
And you could get a bottle of Boone's Farm for $1, a quart with a glass of ice, a cup of ice. So back in those days, if you had $5, you know, and a joint, you were golden. You know what I mean? You're set for the night. So she kind of created the groundwork. We're kind of all standing on her shoulders. You know what I mean? It was it didn't look anything like it looks now. Believe me.
Yeah.
It looked like it was all paneled with cheap paneling. Nothing on the walls. The only thing on the wall was a painting of Hemingway, that famous picture of him with a turtleneck. And then on the other wall was a snow shovel nailed to the wall with a bunch of bullet holes in it. And that was the only shit on the wall, except for maybe a beer sign.
Yeah.
So my impression was nothing. It wasn't much of it was just a dive bar. This janitor we had, Jimbo his name was, he was kind of a savant when it came to decor, if you can imagine. He was an ex-Navy guy. He was a submariner and 20-year veteran. He was our swabby, you know, our swamper. He would clean the bar in the morning.
Yeah.
And he just had a knack, not only for finding stuff, but for putting it on the wall. Like I'd put something on the wall and I'd come back the next day and it was over here. So would you move it? Yeah, I moved it. But little by little, this guy Jimbo, over his 20-year career here, he added a lot of stuff to this place, and he was always, like I said, pretty much flawless in the way he did things.
All right, this back bar.
So
This is my favorite bar here, personally. Hanging with Jody and the gang and watching the music from here and kind of people watching.
yeah,
I love this back bar.
the back bar used to be a garage.
Really?
That's where, remember I told you at the store we had, my wife and I?
Yeah, so right
the
in
hammock
here.
store. That was it.
And there was walls here. What'd you bang the walls in?
It was a separate building. It was a garage, and we tore the garage down and built this bar.
No
That
way.
was another one of the Bean things.
Yeah.
You know.
When the pool table go in?
It was always pool tables here from way back. There used to be 2 pool tables. Yeah, Jimbo. There's Jimbo. So, yeah, Jimbo, Peter Bernhardt, Captain Conk. They're our buddies.
I love it. What's your favorite picture on the wall at the Parrot or something that sticks out the inside where you're like, that's just fantastic?
Smirk.
That same owner, his wife, in an effort to dress the place up a little bit, she asked another bartender who was an artist to paint something. She didn't tell him what to paint. So he picked a picture that was in a National Geographic magazine of a little girl that was in a pie eating contest, blueberry pie on her chin. He uses that as a model and he paints this shutter of smirk.
It's a picture of this ugly looking guy giving a smirk.
And that was the first piece of art that went on the wall.
So that's what we say. This is really on the corner of Southern and Whitehead, but no, it's on the corner of Smirk and Ben Franklin. Because both portraits are on either corner inside. Because I love, if I sit in there during sound check, I'm not a late night guy, you know that, Trey. I'm an early morning guy. That corner is where I would put my back against the corner and just watch the craziness, the dancing, the band, everyone enjoying. You don't go to the Green Parrot if you're in a bad mood.
Pat is one of the best human beings I've ever had the pleasure to cross paths with. Yeah, sure, all the stuff he's done with the Sixers and physical therapy and the Philadelphia Flyers and NovaCare and all the businesses, the bars, the restaurants, the public speaking, the philanthropy, all that stuff is awesome. But when you get with Pat and he's in the moment and you're having conversations with him, you're moved. He moves people.
No food, just popcorn.
Just popcorn.
When did that start?
That goes back to the beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Jim Bean too, you know.
I've had popcorn for dinner before. I've had a day with a breakfast sandwich and a Cuban coffee in the morning and then popcorn for dinner.
Yeah.
I'm not going to confirm nor deny. I had
Yeah.
drinks in between that, but
Yeah, that could be part of the Bean's legacy. Popcorn, live music, and Linda Bean, air conditioning in the ladies' room.
we're sitting here in, is this your bench? Is that what
Well,
we call
no,
it?
it's not my bench. It's the deli's bench across the street from the Green Parrot Bar, but I call it my office. This is my office. So if my wife knows, I told her I'm going to be at the office with Trey right now. Come on, bring the dogs down. Because I would sit here during my reign of running the businesses down here, and I would just sit and watch the wild, wacky world of Key West passing by. But at the same time, whether it was sound check at 5:30 or the live show at 10:30, I could just sit here and watch the ambiance flowing with the Dow. You flow with the universe. So we rarely have problems at the Green Parrot, although, you know, it's probably one of the most popular bars in America.
No doubt.
When Playboy, that was the first big one. Playboy named us one of the top 10 bars in the United States. This was in 2000.
You're like, uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah,
I'm tight.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the story behind that was this buddy of mine. He owns a wine saloon down on Duval Street. He did it at the time, and an ice cream parlor. And he was from Chicago originally. So his name was Dan. And he has a buddy that comes into town from Chicago, and he's a writer for Playboy. He comes just to hang out, see Dan, whatever. So they come right from the airport. Dan takes them to the Green Parrot right from the airport. They spend the whole day here. So a couple of years later, he calls Dan up. He goes, "Hey, what was the name of that bar you took me to?" And it was the Green Parrot. So he said, "Well, I'm putting it." So he put it in the article. It didn't. I'm not going to say it changed us, but it was very flattering. You know, it's nice to feel that you're on somebody's radar.
Yeah.
No, it's been a wonderful ride. It's like my wife and I. When we were first here, I met my wife in here. But
Shocker.
yeah, she's from Brooklyn.
There you go.
From Philly. But we had the bar here. We had a Mexican restaurant next door. We had a little hats and hammock store next door on the other side. And I told her one time, I said, "Hey, we play our cards right. We'll never have to leave this corner." She goes, "Oh my God, don't say that." Because we were up to our ears and stuff.
Yeah.
But we raised our kids in here, and I see the staff now. They were their children. We just had one of our managers had a baby in October. So who's in here now? Another little baby?
I've worked here forever. It's home. It's people that own it, I love and care about. That have, from the ground up. It's like a place that I grew up at. It's family. We want people to be a part of it. It's a really unique place. You can't recreate this thing. the people that came before us. You know, it's kind of what it all, you know, things add on top of it, on top of it, on top, keep on piling up. But, you know, what it always says, like, where the management tires effortlessly to avoid progress. You know, that's the idea here. It's just that I probably do a lot of overanalyzing, overthinking, but, you know, this place has such a history that, you know, I don't want to fuck it up.
This isn't just any old walk-in freezer, walk-in fridge. This is the Walk-In Hall of Fame, where legendary manager, patron, and friend of the Green Parrot, Jimmy, comes in before every band goes on stage and takes badass, awesome, fun, and engaging pictures with that band right before they jump on stage. First off, it cools you off. And then second off, it creates this great nostalgia for this innocent little door you'd walk past as you walk back to the band house and to all the back bows of the Green Parrot that makes it go on the front side. So a really unique place, and we were really lucky to get Jimmy, legendary manager of the Green Parrot 101, with some fun questions.
All right, so where are we?
We are at the coolest place in Key West, the Green Parrot Walk-In of Fame. Come
Okay.
on in.
And it is legit. So, when did it start? How was it born? It has its own Instagram page. Like,
Let's see.
It's
I
a
think-
cooler.
I don't know if it necessarily started as anything, except I just took a couple bands in here and took a couple pictures of people in here.
yeah, chilling.
And this
Literally.
one guy from a band in New Orleans, from Johnny Sketch and the 30 Notes, said it's instead of the Walk of Fame, it's the Walk-In of Fame. And so I said that's brilliant. It's kind of created its own organic thing from the ground up. It's all about the people. I think people want to be a part of it. People want to play here. It's crazy. Like the word on the street is like, or on people's bucket list is you got to play the Green Parrot, which just blows me away because, you know, there's this little bar down here, you know. But man, it's just something's in the root beer schnapps here.
It is. It's in the bricks, for sure.
Yeah.
Green Parrot and the vibes, from the band house to the stage to the back bar to the popcorn and to the Walk-In Hall of Fame.
What's a parrot mean to you?
Everything.
Why?
Because we've been playing for years, always been loyal. We never forgot them. Never.
What do you think makes it special here?
Because it's different than any other place in the United States.
What makes it different?
Because it's the antithesis of everything else that's here. Everybody goes to play, lets you do whatever the hell you want to do. Whatever you want to do. You come in here and want to play Barry Had a Little Lamb for all night long, you can do it. Everything else you gotta play formula, you can play exactly like a radio jukebox. Here, you do whatever you want. It's free. Musicians are completely free. That's why you see headliners who play huge festivals. All of a sudden, after the huge festivals from like 5,000 people, they come play here with no problem next time.
All my favorite bands that come through Key West play here.
How long have you been coming to Key West for?
4 years. Well, with my full name, it's Richard Charles Patrick Hennessy. Sounds like a rich man's name, doesn't it? I'm just writing poetry in other towns before in the street, like in New Orleans and Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I've done a lot of like just street performing, and part of that is just selling poetry to people in the street, any topic, any price. It's off season right now, so it's kind of slow. I'm just writing for myself, and sometimes people come up and ask what's going on, and I write something for them. If they like it, they buy it.
Why'd you choose the Parrot for your spot to do it?
It's my favorite bar in town, honestly. And it's kind of like the right kind of weird for it, I think. You know what I mean? Like they've had writers clubs here before. Even bartenders that have worked up here since I've been doing this have come up, what are you doing? And I tell them, and some of them are so into it, they ask me for a poem, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really care much for like Mallory or Duval Street so much, and this is just like the right speed, I think. You know, it's the vibe.
What a great bar. What a great place. Key West in general. We've talked about it, we've touched on it, but it's such a special place, special people. Like you talked about the bartenders here, the ecosystem of people that hold up this town that actually live here year round. People think like, oh, you know, this is just a tourist town, whatever it is. Yeah, sure it is, but there's an ecosystem of locals here that are fantastic from all over the place.
Yep. Well, one of the reasons it's special is because I don't see the racism that you see other places in the country.
Wow, you're dead on, and not enough people say that.
Well, I really truly, you see the Bahamian village, you see the Cuban influence. You know, when you realize that we're all the same being, yes, the same essence, expression's totally different. But when you come here, this one human family, I think it's on this bench. It says our human family on this bench. It really, you feel that, so there's less judgment.
What's next for the Parrot?
Oh, I don't like what's next.
Okay.
See, what's next takes us out of the now. What's now for the Parrot
What's now for the Parrot?
is to have the greatest experience that you go in. And if someone doesn't, how can we make it better? You know, there's a Japanese philosophy called Kaizen, continuous improvement. That's all there is to it. So with regard to the Green Parrot, if there's something that needs to be done, I will suggest it, but I don't see a lot that needs to be done because John Bagnoni, Jim, Danny, Jeff, and Michael, I mean, they have their fingers on the pulse because this is their favorite place in the entire United States. This corner of Ben Franklin and Smirk is the special place.
Pat?
Trey,
you. Love you, buddy.
love you
You're
too.
the best.
Nothing better than some freaking popcorn. Many a night's been in here. As a little kid, my dad bringing me in down from Truman Annex right up the street here. And, you know, he's having a couple beers. And he's, hey, Colin, get some popcorn. You know, and that was like a moment with me and my dad. I'll never forget. Kind of crossing the street and the nostalgia of coming up to this place because, like we talked about in the episode, the pageantry it's a vibrant place. We're waiting for an awesome band to come on. Just grabbed a beer, got some popcorn. Can't beat it. Free popcorn. Yeah, I've had it for dinner before. I'm not ashamed to say it. I've had it for late night eats. Not ashamed to say it. It's salt. It's good for you. So good stuff here, hanging out the Parrot as always.
Everyone should know I call him Trey because his grandfather was the bull, his father is Bull, and this bull is the Trey, the third bull. So he goes by Trey to me.